This is how I feel right now. What's up, guys? Welcome back. It is bright and early today, and that is because we're going to be doing a wear test. Today we're going to be doing a full day wear test of the new Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. This is not a first impression. I got this, last Wednesday or Thursday. I ordered it from Sephora like the day that it came out. And I have actually been wearing it since I took it on vacation with me. I was just in Palm Springs over the weekend, and I already have some thoughts together on this, but the thing we're going to be doing differently today is that we're going to be using it in the way that it is actually recommended on the package, or at least online. It says to set with the soft focus finishing powder, which you guys do know I have on hand, and I ended up keeping in my declutter because it is one of my favorite powders for being able to wear on top of an actual dewy face of makeup, and it remains almost undetectable. So that is going to be an interesting test today because in my experience so far, this is really dewy, and it is very much supposed to be skin that looks like skin. So we're gonna be doing the application. I'm going to show it to you guys up close and all of that, and then we will talk about the claims, the shade range, the price, the ingredients, all that good stuff, and then we will go into a full day wear test and I'll give you my final thoughts. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. I do love that this is an SPF 40 with zinc oxide, 12%. I am already wearing a sunscreen, and I'm going to tell you what it is. It's called Think Sun. It's by a brand called Think Baby Think Sport, and they need to stop changing the name of everything when they make a new product. It should be called Think Sport Sunscreen, not Think Sun, you know? And it's a naturally tinted SPF, and they actually list the EWG score next to every single ingredient in their ingredients list. They gifted it to me, they sent it to me, and I have been really loving it, and it actually works. I wore it in Palm Springs, I wore it hiking, and it's actually like a performance sunscreen. That's what I'm wearing on my face right now, but we're gonna go in with this, and we're not going to use a sponge. This is really, really dewy, and it has a really cool finish on the skin, but I feel like a sponge kind of like steals its essence from it because it really soaks up too much of the moisture that's already in it. So, I know what really needs to happen here on my channel, and that is that I need to do a best and worst skin tints video, okay? I know that that needs to happen because there are so many of them out there, and more just keep coming out, which is why I feel like I still have to kind of wait to collect my thoughts in order to do like a really exhaustive video for you guys. But every time I put out a video, a wear test on a skin tint, everybody's like, well, how does it compare to this one? And I'm like trying to answer as best as I can in the comments, but I know what really needs to happen is I just need to make a video. So the thing that I've noticed about this first and foremost is that it really matters what you put on underneath it. If I were to put all my skincare on right now before this, like not let it set or anything, I took the dog for a walk, like I've already, my skincare has really had a chance to cook. If I were to just put a beauty oil or something on before this, it would read way too dewy on my skin, and that's on me, on dry skin. And that's not like an across the board rule. I wouldn't necessarily say that oil is a bad idea right before some foundations. I think that like adding a beauty oil right before some foundations is like key to making them work. So that's a little bit of advice on getting this to work. And I do feel like this goes on nicely with fingers. It does tend to streak just a little bit, so you want to kind of get close to the mirror and just tap those spots out. I really don't think most people would notice it, but if you do want a really nice even finish. And I used about, I don't know, it doesn't come out in even drops, but probably like 3 or 4 like big globby drops. And you can see it's a really nice blended finish, and I got it in the shade Tulum ST2, which if memory serves, is the second lightest shade because it is the one with the warm undertones, and I will have to look at the website to see what the shade range is. But that is the situation. Let's see if we can kind of build it a little bit on my freckles, because it does say that it builds, but it doesn't really seem to want to all that much. Maybe with some powder. So when you don't use an oil right underneath it and it gets a chance to like, I don't know, soak into your skin a little bit right when you put it on, it really is skin that looks like skin. Like it really just looks like your skin. But look, that doesn't, we're not getting buildable coverage here. That's really not what it's for. But I do love that it has the zinc oxide sunscreen in it, because that does give just sort of like a natural blurring effect to it. And even, I mean, always wear more sunscreen, like always wear a regular sunscreen before you put on any foundation, no matter whether it has an SPF claim or not. But I love that this is like non-nano true mineral sunscreen that is something that I would wear anyway, and it's just like an extra layer of protection. My hair looks so stringy. Oh my gosh. I swear I brushed it. Good grief. I'm trying so hard to do new things with my hair, but like bottom line, it annoys the living daylights out of me. It's so thin. It's so thin and just non-existent. Ugh. So since I went for the Kosas in my last skin tint wear test video with the CoverGirl, I almost said Cover FX, I'm going to go with this one this time, which I think is actually a really good concealer for skin tints as well. So this is the Florence by Mills See You Never Concealer. It is probably the one that I would compare the most closely to the Kosas. Yeah, and even though it has this lovely little metal applicator on it, I don't like to put that straight on my skin. It just doesn't give me any control. So I'm gonna do a little brightening here, a little coverage there. This has, not this, the foundation has a lot more viscosity to it than the other skin tints that I've tried recently, or even like talked about on my channel recently. Like the Kosas is a tinted oil, and so it's really, really thin. And so it like soaks in really quickly, and then you end up with just a really nice mineral finish on your skin. This has more of a serum. I mean, it's got serum in the name. Serum consistency to it. So when you put it on your skin, especially if your skincare has had a chance to soak in, you can feel, I don't want to say a grip, but like you can feel it putting like a nice protective layer down, and it doesn't feel soupy or like it's gonna run away on your skin at all. Okay, so at the risk of completely ruining this, because I think that this looks lovely, I am going to powder it. I have here the Ilia Fade Into You Soft Focus Finishing Powder, and that's what we're going to put on my face next. If I'm not mistaken, this is cornstarch based, I wanna say. So it's not for everybody. And I just have like a tiny little bit in here because I don't wanna go nuts. As we get into springtime, man, I am like so into these lightweight foundations. Like I said, I love that this has SPF in it, but regardless, I'm just really loving that like every brand is putting out a skin tint right now. Even Honest Beauty has like re-released or released for, I'm not sure if it's like reformulated or what, their tinted moisturizer or whatever it's called. They all have different, you know what I mean, names for what they interpret this formula to be called. But I think that that sounds really cool, and I would be very interested in trying that, especially because it's more affordable. I just ordered this literally because you guys, as soon as I started talking about the Kosas concealer in that video last week, you guys were like, but what about the Ilia? And I was like, I don't have it yet, what? I just so appreciate when you guys are really, really loud and clear about what you want to see on my channel. Like that was a really easy thing for me to do. Like I know that people are going to want to see this. People are going to watch this video if I make it. So that's easy for me, thank you. Okay, like I said, very lightweight powder, lightweight finishing powder. Still not sure that that was like the best decision. I didn't put a ton on, but I do think that I kind of prefer it without powder personally. But I think we're gonna go in with some sort of like powder cream hybrid type products on top. Because I feel like if I dip a brush into a powder right now and put that on, it's going to pick up so much liquid off of my face, and then I'm gonna ruin whatever powder pan I dip into. I think we have to go cream on this one. I'll be right back. I'm gonna kind of navigate this on my own, and I'll let you guys know what I did and how it turned out. Okay, otherwise this video is gonna be like 10 years long. Okay, I am back. What I ended up doing was a little bit of Salt New York contour. I went in with both of my rose pink and my peony pink blushes from Honest Beauty, and then I also went in with some highlighter from Venix Organics, and then just some mascara and some boy brow. And I also have the Patrick Ta lip gloss on just because my Kosas ran off while I was on vacation. It's like in a bag somewhere. So yeah, the reason that I chose those particular cream products to go on top is because they all share a common kind of thicker cream consistency. I use so many cheek products, I can really draw like razor thin nuances between each one. And like Kosas is very like creamy and emollient, whereas a lot of these are thicker. Even though they are a cream, you could definitely wear these over powder. So let's talk about ingredients, shade range, price, all of those things. All right, you get 1 ounce and it is $46. So we are in prestige clean beauty territory here. If you didn't watch my CoverGirl skin tint, their Skin Milk Clean Fresh review video, you can get an ounce of a really great clean-ish skin tint for 10 bucks. So weigh your options here, guys. If $46 is outside of your shade range, outside of your price range, like don't feel pressured to necessarily buy this. There are options out there for you. And I am still going to be testing more foundations coming up that are going to be in a more affordable price range, but we are led to believe that the ingredients and the performance are going to justify the price here. So ingredients wise, water is the first ingredient, and then we have organic squalane. I'm loving the organic ingredients in here. Shea butter. I'm doing a quick scan for coconut. Guys, I am 90% sure, because I don't necessarily know like what some of the chemical names, like if they're being derived from it, but it looks like this doesn't have coconut in it, which is worth every penny to some of you guys. A clean foundation that doesn't hinge on coconut oil or coconut water or cocoa caprolate or coconut alkanes. A lot of people have skin sensitivities to coconut, and for whatever reason, clean brands tend to think that no one has a sensitivity to coconut, and so they put it in freaking everything, and this does not appear to have coconut in it. What a relief. So let's see what they actually say about those ingredients and their call outs. What it is: a clean, light coverage, tinted mineral SPF 40 serum that boosts skincare benefits. What else you need to know: your tinted SPF will never be the same. This first of its kind formula fuses skincare, makeup, and sun protection into one easy step. A weightless serum that leaves your skin looking like skin. Boasting SPF 40 coverage with non-nano zinc oxide, safely shielding skin from UVA, UVB, UVC, fill me in, that's a new one on me, and blue light and infrared in an unprecedented 18 shades. Is that unprecedented? Okay, that's unprecedented. Fine. Created with a blend of hyaluronic acids, plant-based squalene, and niacinimide, Ilia's skin tint evens tone, softens fine lines and imperfections, and dries down to a natural dewy finish. It really does. When I didn't put anything on before it, like I'd already been wearing my skincare all day, and then I just like got this in the mail and put it on. After about 20 minutes, I noticed that like it looked like I had powdered it in a good way. You know, it had set down on its own. It definitely does that. It also creates a natural barrier for your skincare, sealing in hydration, plumping skin, and boosting any antioxidant effectiveness by 200%. How can you quantify that? How can you quantify that? I mean, it's impressive, but like, I don't know. I just got done listening to the second season of The Dream, and it just sounds a little too good to be true. Plus, it's silicone-free, fragrance-free, chemical screen-free, which is great, oil-free, non-comedogenic, and safe for sensitive skin. Currently only available in the US due to SPF regulations. Interesting. That might be why a lot of foundations don't put SPF in them, is because then they are subject to like international SPF regulation. I did not know that. So like they said, 18 shades, and once again, Ilia has done that thing where they don't name things anything intuitive. And so they're like Rendezvous, Tulum, so yes, I am the second lightest, Balos, Formosa, Bomb Bomb, Aura, and they're not the same shades as the True Skin Serum Foundation, which is another one that I love. It was one of my first clean beauty complexion loves. I'm going to be putting that up against the organic wear from Physicians Formula on a side-by-side wear test, because it's all it takes. One person said that it was a dupe for it, and I was like, girl, let's dupe it out. I want to see it, because I would love to be able to recommend that. So anyway, yeah, totally. I wear Formentera in the True Skin Serum Foundation, and I wear Tulum in this one. You know, what are you gonna do? For all of you who might be a little bit new to my channel, I have tried their concealer, the True Skin Serum Concealer, and I did not prefer it. Especially because it kind of is supposed to fit into the same category as the foundation. The foundation is like buildable to full almost, and that concealer just has almost no more coverage than the foundation itself. I just didn't really love it. So for those of you who, you know, might not have seen those reviews in the past, just a refresher, not a fan of that concealer. Notice it applies lighter in application and self-adjusts to its true color after 1 minute. Try alone first before mixing any skincare as a base. You might be pleasantly surprised and realize it's all you need. That goes along with what I was saying earlier about how when I would put like an oil or something underneath it, I didn't love the way that it behaved as much as I liked it when I put it on like way late in the day, you know, with nothing kind of sitting on my skin. So first impression of wearing it this way with the Ilia powder on it, I will say it's beautiful. We'll see whether that makes a difference over the course of the day because, like I will say it for the third time, it's an incredibly finely milled and lightweight powder that you can wear pretty much on top of like anything. And I feel like dewy foundations don't really soak it up too badly. Whereas if I were to put something like the Hourglass on right now, it would like go full tectonic plates on my face within an hour. So yeah, I feel like the other stuff went on really nicely on top of it. I'm not loving that powder on top of this concealer, but that is really not part of the discussion today. So just bear that in mind. And I love that it is an SPF, like an SPF 40, non-nano mineral zinc, and also has like a really lovely coverage level, but also has a lot of skincare in it. So yeah, no complaints here, guys. I think that one of my biggest duties in doing a wear test today is to, well, A, see if, like I said, it breaks up at all with the powder on top, because they do recommend wearing it that way, and I'm not really sure it's necessary. Maybe for people who have slightly oilier skin, we'll see. But also to see if the wear is worth $46. The ingredients are worth $46 to me. I think that it is brilliantly composed from like an approach standpoint. I think they really tried to think of everything. Now we just see how she wears. So I'm going to wear this for at least the next 8 hours, and I will see you guys at the end of my day. Hello, it is the end of my day, and I have some final thoughts for you guys. So first of all, I actually did reach out to Ilia. I have an itch. Oh. During the day today, and they got back to me quite promptly. I asked, am I correct in my assessment that you guys don't have any coconut ingredients in this foundation? And they said, you are correct. There are no coconut ingredients in this foundation. So all of my coconut allergic folks, coconut sensitive folks, you're in the clear on this foundation, and that is a big win in my book. I have been on the hunt to try and find things that I can offer you guys, so that is fantastic, and I will still be on the hunt. One is not enough, but you know, it's great. It's a refreshing change of pace. Okay, so my first thoughts are, I think that the powder is fine. I don't know if it was really necessary on me, but it might be helpful to get this foundation to behave optimally on people who have like normal to oily skin types. Maybe, possibly, and it didn't freak out. I will show you in the close-ups, it did freak out a little bit on top of that concealer, but I said that like right when I put it on, I did not like the way that that powder combined with that concealer. Like they just didn't like each other. They don't really want to be friends. And so anywhere that like is around my mouth or my melasma stash or under my eyes and stuff like that, even between my eyes, it's where the powder kind of tried to gather on the concealer. So other than that, I do feel like the color on my cheeks didn't last as well as I would have hoped, which is interesting because it's not like the makeup's gone. It might just be the blush's fault. I'm not really sure. And maybe the powder soaked the blush up a little bit. It's been known to happen because I've worn this combo without the powder and that didn't really happen with the blush. So I guess that comes back to, I don't really think the powder was necessary on me, but it's optional. It's not a bad idea. I think one of my favorite things though about the powder, adding the powder, is that I didn't get any like greasiness around my eyes that might cause my mascara to do anything funky. So it's nice to know that the option exists because I think that at first blanch I would have assumed that this foundation would never work with a powder, you know? Basing it off of my experience like with the CoverGirl last week, I powdered it the first time that I used it, and that foundation was like, no, don't do that again. It just went so cakey. Maybe I should try it with the Ilia powder, because the Ilia powder really is very special in the sense that you can wear it on top of dewier foundations. Oh, and I forgot to mention, as far as packaging is concerned, this is #1 PET recyclable plastic. Even though it feels, I don't know, it feels heavy like glass. It's really weird. Maybe it's like coated glass. That's not an uncommon thing. And then this is metal, and then this is just rubber. So, and then the little vial, of course, is glass. So it's not a pump. Pumps are completely unrecyclable unless you have like a TerraCycle box or something. So they did keep it in mind. I'll have to like crack this open when I'm done with it and let you guys know. But I think that they tried to bear in mind the actual recyclability capabilities of this. Hey, buddy. Hi, sweetheart. My dog just cannot process the bead curtain. Hi, sweetheart. What doing? So final thoughts here. I think that it's worth comparing this to the Ilia Sheer Vivid Tinted Moisturizer SPF 20 that I tried a while ago and I ended up getting rid of because that one was pretty forgettable. This one has more coverage, more SPF, I think better ingredients. There's no dimethicone in this, there's no coconut in this, nothing like that. And I think that this is just a total upgrade. Now, priced pound for pound, that one was 1.7 ounces for $42. This is 1 ounce for $46. It is completely your call whether you think that that is worth it. If it is worth it to you to have, you know, no talc, no dimethicone, no silicones of any kind, no oil, no coconut, if that's something that is worth $46 to you, I mean, that's worth $46 to me because I just know that my skin is going to be happier for it. This absolutely gets my stamp of approval. But also understand that I'm going to be trying a lot more skin tints, and that if you aren't necessarily like a really sensitive skinned person and $46 sounds crazy, out of the park, over the fences, expensive to you, don't feel pressured to buy it just because I like it. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40 with niacinimide, squalane, and hyaluronic acid. And I hope that you guys found this helpful. If you did, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. Ring the bell for notifications. Today, hang on, I have to remember. Lisa said, I like your current unschedule. I like that. I like calling it an unschedule. It's, are you guys watching Avenue 5? It's like Jazz Fate, you know? But turn on the notifications so that you know when I upload, because it's just always a fun little surprise. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.